Hi all. In the previous video, we have seen what are mutable and immutable types. Now in this video, I will be explaining what are input and output statements. Now if you like my videos, you can subscribe to my channel Ishwari Classes. Now let us begin with what are input statements. Now suppose if I want to take user's name, what will you do? You will ask the user, enter your name. That is what I have done. I have used the statement input. Input, enter your name. Now that value, if you are storing in variable name, what will exactly happen is on in the output. In the output, it will ask you. You will get the message, enter your name. And suppose if you enter John, so John will get stored in the variable name. John will get stored in variable name. And when you print name, what will happen? You will get the value as John. So this is a simple input statement. Suppose if I want to take a number from the user, how will you take a number from the user? Now for that same input statement only I am using. I just write input, enter any number that I'm storing in variable X. Now will this work? Now it will ask you, Python will ask you enter any number, but whatever number you enter, that will be a string, because always input statement will return you string. It will give you string. So it will give you string. That string value only will get stored in X. But I don't want string. I want a number. So I have to convert the string into number. So I have to use here, I have to use integer. Function integer I have to use. And you put here 2 brackets. So I have to use function integer. Whatever value you are taking from the user, that will get converted to integer and it will get stored in variable X. So this is how you can take integer value from the user. Suppose if I want to take a floating point number, suppose if I want to take marks of a student from the user, you will ask input, enter your marks. Enter your marks. Now again this will be in the form of string. Marks is generally okay. Suppose if I am if I want to store it in a floating point format, I can convert this into float. FLOAT, float. You convert this into float and you store it in a variable. I just write y is equal to this. So I am converting this into float. Whatever value I am taking from user, I am just converting it into float, and that is getting stored in y. So this is how input statement works. It takes the value and gives you string. And if you want to convert it into number, you have to use function integer. And if you want to convert it into floating point number, you have to use the function float. Now we will see print statement, print function. Now what is the use of print function? As we know, it is used to display the message on the screen. That is standard output device monitor. It displays the message on the monitor. Now we will see a simple print statement. I just write print hello. So what will happen here? When you run this statement, you will get the output as hello. Now if I if I want to, here I have specified here only one object, hello. Now if I want to write more than one object, generally we write more than one object separated by commas. Now how will you write? I write print welcome, comma 2, comma my, comma I just write channel. I just want to display this message. I welcome to my channel. I have written each word separated by commas. Now what will be the output? So after displaying welcome, you will have one space. Then it will display 2. Then one space. Then it will display my. Then one space, and then it will display channel. So by default, each and every object is separated by space. So you will get the output as welcome, one space. This is output. Welcome to, one space, my, one space, and channel. You will get output like this by default. Suppose I want the separator as 3 dots. That is, between each and every object I want this separator 3 dots. Now how will you display? So you have to use separator argument, SEP, and you have to specify this 3 dots over there. Then what will happen? That it will place 3 dots in between every objects. For example, I write print. The same thing, I write welcome, comma 2, comma my, comma channel, comma I just write separator is equal to 3 dots, and I close the print function over here. Now what will happen here? What will be the output? What will be the output here? The output would be welcome, and after this it will put this separator 3 dots, 2, 3 dots, my, 3 dots, and then it will write channel. So in between each object it has specified 3 dots over here. So in order to specify the separator in between the objects using print function, you have to use the argument SEP, and you specify whatever separator you want. So this is how the separator works in print. Okay, now we will see end argument. We have seen separator argument. Now we will see end argument, how to use end argument in print. Now suppose I just write 2 statements like this. Print I am learning Python. This is one message I want to display, and I write again one more time print it is interesting. It is interesting, I write. So what will happen here? What will be the output? You will get these two messages in 2 different lines. That is, it will go to next line. I am learning Python. You will get output as, what will be the output? First output you will be getting as I am learning Python, and it will go to second line. In the next line it will display it is interesting. Now that is by default the end argument is new line character. The end argument is new line character. That is, even if we don't specify, automatically the Python will print every statement in next line. So by default it is new line character, this end argument. So what if I want in the same line? If I want it in the same line, if instead of the new line character, if I want to specify something like dollar, I'm just giving you one example. I just want to specify dollar character. After this message, I want to, instead of going to next line, the next message, if I want to display separated with dollar, then what you have to do is you have to use the end argument, and in that end argument you have to specify dollar. That is the same thing. I write print I am learning Python. Now after writing this, you have to specify end. End is equal to dollar. Then what will happen now? What will happen? Instead of going to new line, instead of going to the next line, it will print dollar and it will print the next line message. I just write here print. The next statement I write, it is interesting. It is interesting. Now what will happen? You will get output. What you will get output, instead of going to the next line, it will display in the same line. These two messages is separated by dollar. You will get I am learning Python. You will get dollar and you will get next statement. It is interesting. So you will get like this, separated by dollar. So this is how this end argument works in print. So we have seen two arguments, separator argument and end argument in print. So if you like my videos, you can subscribe to my channel Ishwari Classes for more upcoming videos. Thank you.